The rivers, oceans, hills, mountains, forests, creepers, and active drugs, in every season, paid their tax quota to the king in profusion.
Yesterday we discussed Sarva-dughā mahī. Sarva-dughā mahī. Sarva-kāma-dughā mahī. This land, mahī, can give you everything. Actually it is giving. We cannot manufacture anything. The land is there. Bhūmir, āpaḥ, anala, vāyuḥ. These are the gifts of Kṛṣṇa. These are the ingredients. In this material world, whatever you see, they are preparation of these 5 gross ingredients. Nothing more. Bhūmir, āpaḥ, anala, vāyuḥ, kham. Land, water, bhūmir, āpaḥ, anala, fire, vāyuḥ, air, and kham means the sky, ether. This is the ingredients of all material civilization, grossly. And subtle, mano, buddhir, ahaṅkāra, mind, intelligence, and egotism. These are the 8 gross and subtle elements. Now, by the mixture of these things, we find so many things. Now, how the bhūmi or the land gives us sufficient supply. Therefore, there is arrangement of the river, nadyaḥ, and the stock of water is there in the ocean. It is practical. Just like you keep some stock of water according to your measurement. This is stock of water is the ocean because we require so much water. In India, it is said that you are spending like water. India is tropical country. They use profusely water. There are many rivers also. They take bath in the river, especially Ganges river. There are 5 very sacred rivers, the Ganges, Jamuna, Narmada, Godavari, Kṛṣṇa. Big rivers there are. So, tropical country, there is sufficient supply of water. And you use it for cleanliness. Natural antiseptic water. Any septic, you simply wash with water, it will be antiseptic. Natural. In India, even the poorest man who has no sufficient cloth, but he will daily wash the cloth twice. And it is tropical country, there is no difficulty. You wash and within 5 minutes it is dry. Antiseptic. So arrangement is so nicely made. Purnamada, Purnamidam. Kṛṣṇa's arrangement is very nice. So, yesterday we discussed about the profuse supply of milk that is required. Luxury, actually luxury means nature supply. You can have profuse supply of milk, grains. For dressing, you can have profuse supply of silk, cotton, and for eating, profuse supply of grains, fruits, flowers. And for this profuse supply, these are the means. The first thing is nadyaḥ, rivers. The stock of water is the ocean. And by evaporation, cloud is formed. Just like you pump water to the topmost floor. So Kṛṣṇa's pumping process is this cloud. Pumping process. I'm just evaporating water throughout the whole summer season. And they are on the head, on the sky, and then the water is distributed all over the land. Pajanya, kāmam, bavarsa pajanya, because water is required. Now see how nice arrangement. And the water, whatever for the timing in the rainy season is distributed, and for future supply, it is stocked on the head of the hills and mountains. And from that hills and mountains, the rivers, they are supposed to be water supply source. Throughout the year will supply water. It is stocked on the head. The same principle. We simply imitate. We also keep a very big tank on the head of the house, and through pipe we get water supply. So here, nature's pipe, water supply, the big rivers, and the water is being supplied from the store on the head. There are big lakes, and it is supplied. The same process. So, nadyaḥ, samudrā, and girayaḥ, full cooperation. The stock is the samudrā, and just see, such huge stock of water is salty. Why it is salty? It will never decompose. It will never decompose. But you cannot take the salty water. Therefore, it is distilled by the sunshine, distilled. You take the distilled clear water. If you directly collect water from the rain, it is distilled water. Without any contamination, without any dirty things. Plain, very nice. Those who are, I want to say, troubled by sea, he'll see the ocean and sea, so clear water, that up to 20 feet you can see clear water. Clear water. The ocean, the stock, the ocean water, it is very clear. So everything is nicely arranged. Simply, they will work nicely when you are obedient to God. Just like if you are a good citizen, the government cooperation is full with you. But if you are outlaws, if you are rascal, if you are criminal, no supply, you go to jail. That's all. Try to understand. This is the arrangement. So, whose properties are these? The rivers, mountains, oceans, and the forest. Whose property it is? It is Kṛṣṇa's property. Bhoktāram jaggatamusam sarva-dughā. Kṛṣṇa said, I am the proprietor. Sarva-dughā. Not only this planet, but sarva-dughā, all the planets, all the universe. He is the proprietor. And we are maybe just maintain. Actually, we are maintained. And the supply method is there. The river is there, the mountain is there. Mountain, it does not stock water only, but from mountain you get so many minerals. Huge quantity of minerals, jewels, gems, and from the samudrā or the ocean and the seas you get large quantity of pearls and what is called mukta. Pearls is mukta, yes, and coral. Huge quantity. Simply because this material world, the supply is immediate. Just like in our Krishna consciousness, you can get one example. It's like in a seven-berry place, we are congested. So we are feeling, Krishna immediately supplied with this. Bhakti Vedanta, take it. You cannot construct this house even in your own life. That is not possible. So we have to depend fully on Krishna. That is called full surrender. Sarva-dughā parityaja. And serve him. All supplies are there. There is no bother. It will come automatically. It will come automatically. Because after all, the supplier is Krishna. Eko bahunam ja vidadhati kāmam. What is the difference between us and God or Krishna? He is also living entity. Just like you see, Krishna is playing on flute and he is enjoying the company of Radharani. So you can do also. You can also create one Radharani and get a flute and imitate Krishna. But that does not mean you are Krishna. If you play rascaldom simply to imitate Krishna, and you think that you have become Krishna, that is rascaldom. Because there is another business of Krishna. What is that? Eka jo bahunam vidadhati kāmam. Krishna can supply the necessities of life to every one of you. You cannot. You cannot provide even your wife. That is the difference. Mm. Those who are less intelligent, they cannot understand. What is the difference? Krishna, Krishna can lift the Govardhan mountain on his finger. So you cannot do it. So how you can imitate Krishna? The rascals, they say that Krishna enjoyed the company of the gopis, so let us create some gopis and enjoy. Then we become Krishna. There are many rascals. Do that. They imitate Ras Leela. In Karachi, there was a rascal. He declared himself that I am Vishnu, I am Lord Vishnu. So I will play Ras Leela. Send your wives and daughters. So rascals, they send their wives and daughters to dance with. You see? And there was another rascal. During Bhaktivinoda Thakur time, perhaps you know this story. So he was also imitating this Ras Leela. These Mayavadi rascals do that. Imitate Krishna. How you can imitate Krishna? You are not Krishna. But by imitating his Ras Leela, they become Krishna. No. If you imitate Krishna of his Ras Leela, then you have to imitate to lifting the mountain. You have to kill demons like Kṛṣṇa. But you will find the so-called artists, they will paint pictures of Krishna only with gopis dancing and not other things. How he is killing Kṛṣṇa, how he is killing Abhasur, Bhagasur. That they will not paint. That side is completely blind. But in our Krishna book, you will find both the pictures. So here you have to understand that the river, the ocean, the mountains, and the trees and the creepers, they will all serve you very, regularly, provided you are obedient to Krishna. This is the process. Phalanty oṣadhayaḥ. Nowadays we do not know. As soon as we become sick, we go to the doctor or to the drug shop. But in the forest, all the medicines are there. All the medicines are there. Simply you have to know which plant is the medicine for what kind of disease. Phalanty oṣadhayaḥ, sarvāḥ, kāmam, anvṛtu, tasya. And according to seasonal changes, you'll get fruits, flowers, and drugs, and everything. During Maharaj Yudhishthir's time, all these things were being supplied by nature, because Maharaj Yudhishthir was Kṛṣṇa conscious and he maintained his kingdom. All the citizens are Kṛṣṇa conscious. Even at the time of Maharaj Parikshit, grandson of Maharaj Yudhishthir, so he condemned Kali. He was going to kill Kali because he was trying to kill a cow in the kingdom of Maharaj Parikshit. So he surrendered. Sir, I am also your subject. This is my business to act sinfully. So you give me protection because you are king. You have to give protection to everyone. So of course, king has to give. So King Parikshit Maharaj said that you have to go out. But he said that where is your kingdom? Where? Where is that place where there is no kingdom? Where is no supremacy of your majesty? Where shall I go? So he gave him these 4 places. Illicit sex and intoxication and meat eating and none. Where these 4 things are going on, you go there. That is the place of Kali. So the Kali had to face so many difficulties to find out such place. Because there was no place where illicit sex was going on. There is no place where unnecessary animals are killed. There is no place where wines and intoxicants are used. So Kali found it difficult where to go. At the present moment, we say the Kali Yuga is strong because everywhere we will find this 4 sinful activity. Everywhere. That has become part and parcel of modern civilization. But up to the time of Maharaj Parikshit, these sinful activities, nobody could trace out where it is. Therefore, every nature's resources were supplied, because after all, supply is being made by Kṛṣṇa through the agency of material nature. Material nature is not independent. Therefore, we find in your country there is no mango. Mango is supposed to be the king of all fruits. So in India there is sufficient supply, but in some years there is so much supply, enormous, and some years there is no supply. Similarly, grains also. In some years there is sufficient supply, and some years there is no. There is scarcity. Maybe then after all you have to depend on nature. You cannot produce in your factory these things which are received through this phalanty oṣadhayaḥ sarvāḥ. That depends on nature's gift. And the nature is working not independently. Nature is working by the order of Kṛṣṇa. That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. The rascals, fools, they think that nature is working automatically. If nature is working automatically, why sometimes there is profuse supply and sometimes no supply? Why? What is the reason? Nature would work automatically in the same way. But why in some year, in some season, the supply is profuse and in some year there is no supply? There must be some control. And the control is Kṛṣṇa. That is stated in the Bhagavad. Maya dhakṣena prakriti suyate sacharacharam. The prakriti, material nature, is working under my direction. So, nature is working. Again, same. So, you do not think that nature is working, producing things blindly. No, there is no such thing as blind. There is arrangement. It's like we see the aeroplane is flying in the sky. It is not that the aeroplane is automatically flying. No, there is a pilot. This is intelligence. Similarly, the whole material nature is working. And these are the venues of nature's work. Rivers, ocean, and the mountains, and the vegetables, or the plants, and creepers, and trees, drugs, everything will give you sufficient supply. If you become Krishna conscious, if you act according to Krishna's direction, where you get the direction? Sadhu, Shastra, Guru, Bhakt. You get Krishna's direction from saintly persons, from authorized scriptures, Vedic literature, Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru. Guru means who knows how to follow previous saintly person, who knows what is written there in the book of knowledge. He is Guru. Sadhu, Shastra, Guru. And Shastra means that the direction of Krishna, that is called Shastra. Therefore Krishna said, Jasastra vidinasujya bhattate kāma-kārata na siddhing savāpnati. Therefore you cannot manufacture scripture. That is not possible. Therefore it is said, dharmant sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Shastra, scripture means the words and the laws given by God. So what is the law? How can I know? Hey, Bhagavad Gita is there. Why don't you take it? Kṛṣṇa says, Manvana bhava mad bhakta madhyāji māṁ namaskuru. This is the law. You simply think of me, Manvana bhava mad bhakta. Become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me, just like we are doing in the temple. We are worshipping Kṛṣṇa. We are chanting Hare Krishna mantra, simply remembering Kṛṣṇa, Manvana. And this deity worship, temple worship is done by the bhaktas. So one who is engaged in this service is a devotee. Manvana bhava madhyaji, worship. What is the business of the temple? Simply to worship. Bring flowers for Kṛṣṇa, bring nice food stuff for Kṛṣṇa, cook for Kṛṣṇa, offer it to Kṛṣṇa. Then whatever remnants is there, you eat, take Kṛṣṇa prasadam, glorify Kṛṣṇa. Sravanam kirtanam Vishnu, smaranam pada sevanam. Sravanam kirtanam, these devotional service only for Kṛṣṇa. Not that you bring some rascal and make your Kṛṣṇa. No. Real Kṛṣṇa, not imitation Kṛṣṇa. Savanam kirtanam Vishnu, smaranam pada sevanam archanam. This temple worship is called what? Archan. So if you take to these principles of devotional service, you gradually understand what is Kṛṣṇa, and Kṛṣṇa will provide everything. Yogochimam mahamaham. Kṛṣṇa says. Isam satadriptana. If you are actually engaged in the service of Kṛṣṇa, all your necessities will be supplied by Kṛṣṇa. How it will be supplied? Kṛṣṇa says, aham vahami. I personally carry all the necessities to the house of the devotee. I personally carry. There is a big history how he personally carries. But he hasn't got to do personally. Parasa Shakti Vividaiva Sriyate. His energy, he is so, said, acute that Kṛṣṇa, if he wants to supply you, it does not appear that Kṛṣṇa has personally come. But he will understand that supply is so, I mean to say, surprisingly supplied that you will understand how Krishna supplied. He will be surprised. When you are in need of something, there in London it was so happened. When we established the very place, DT, on the 3 days before, the DT which I ordered from India, it did not arrive. 3 days before. And I was so much full of anxiety what to get. We were arranging, we issued invitation card, and there is no DT. Where is the installation? But you'll be surprised to know that some Indian gentleman came just on the 3 days before. Sir, we have got a DT, you can take. So Mukunda and myself went immediately, brought the DT, and nobody knew this apparatus, but we got surprised. So Kṛṣṇa is so kind. If you are actually sincere to the service of Kṛṣṇa, then he has got agents everywhere. Sarva-dughā. He has got hands and legs everywhere. Wherever he will order, the things will come. Simply you have to become sincere. Then everything is there. This is the purpose.
Since Maharaj Yudhisthira was under the protection of the Ajita, the infallible Lord, as above mentioned, the property of the Lord, namely the rivers, oceans, hills, forests, etc., were all pleased, and they used to supply their respective quota of taxation to the king.
Yeah. So, Kṛṣṇa's another name is Ajita. Ajita means one who cannot be conquered. That is, his name is Ajita. Everyone can be conquered. Everyone can be vanquished, but not Kṛṣṇa. Therefore, his another name is Ajita. This Ajita, who is never conquered, he can be conquered by the devotee. That is Kṛṣṇa's nature. Another name of Kṛṣṇa is Ajita. Ajita means nobody can conquer. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. This is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Jnane prayasam udapasa namanta eva jivanti sanmukuritanga bhavadiya vartam sthane sthita sutigatang tanuvanga manobhi ji prayasa ajita jitapasita istilakyam. This was quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam by Ramananda Rai about the process of approaching Kṛṣṇa. So he suggested so many things. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, yes, but better process is there if you know this described. So he described varnasam dharma, sannyas, jnanamisra bhakti, karmamisra bhakti in this way. Everything Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected. Iha bhajya age kaho. This is external. This is not very good. If you know something more, better you speak. So when at last he said this verse, the jnane prasam udapasa namanta eva. If one becomes submissive and do not endeavor to understand Kṛṣṇa by his so-called limited knowledge, jnane prasam udapasa namanta. One has to become the whole devotional department is submissiveness. Because under the influence of Maya, everyone is falsely proud. Oh, I am so intelligent. I can do everything. This is the disease material. Everyone is falsely proud. So if you want to enter into the spiritual kingdom, as Lord Jesus Christ also said, the kingdom of God is for the meek and the meek and mild. Yes. So that is the qualification. You have to become humble. Therefore, the Bhagavad also says the same thing. Jnane prayasam. don't be very much proud of your so-called knowledge, that I can understand everything. You should become namra, meek and mild. And then how to be no. Jnani prayasam mudapasa namantaiva sarva-dughā bhavadiyavātam. You should engage yourself to receive spiritual knowledge from the authority, reliable source. The spiritual knowledge is understood through the ear. Therefore, Vedas are called Shruti. Sanmukhita bhavadiyavātam. This is recommended that Kṛṣṇa's katha should be heard from the realized soul. Sanmukhita. San means devotee. Sat. Om tat sat. Sanmukhita bhavadiyavātam. Then sthane sthita. You can remain in your place. It doesn't matter whether you are a Brahman or a Shudra or American or Indian, or it doesn't matter. You keep yourself in your position. Simply go there where these things are discussed authoritatively. You hear. Suti-gata, suti-gata. Suti means the ear. You just keep the oral deception of the words of realized soul. Sanmukhita bhavadiyavātam. Sthane sthita suti. You can keep yourself. It doesn't require that you have to change your position. Simply you have to hear from the right soul. Then what will be the result? The result is by hearing, one day you will be able to conquer over the unconquerable. Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa is unconquerable. Nobody can conquer him. But you will be here. You will be able to conquer him simply by hearing about it. Therefore, this hearing process is so important from the right source. Read.
The secret to success is to take refuge under the protection of the Supreme Lord. Without His sanction, nothing can be possible. To make economic development by our own endeavors on the strength of tools and machinery is not all.
Yeah. Tools and machinery are already there. But why there is scarcity? Now there is no petrol, whole world. You have got the drilling machine, tools and machinery, everything. That's why you are in scarcity. Because now Kṛṣṇa is against you. Therefore, in spite of the oil underground, in spite of tools and machine, you'll starve. This is nature's power. You have created such a situation. Now, in spite of having everything, it's like it is said by Vaishnava Kavi, Nire kori vas na mitilo piya. It's like you are on the ocean and you are thirsty. You are in the ocean, profuse water, but you cannot touch a drop. Nire kori vas na mitilo piya. Thirsty, you want water, but you are in the water, in the ocean. Now drink it. Similarly, if Kṛṣṇa does not desire, you may have ample thing, everything there, but still the key is in the hand of Kṛṣṇa. Unless He opens it, you cannot get it. Go on.
The sanction of the Supreme Lord must be there, otherwise...
Now the sanction is not there. Therefore, there is scarcity. Nature can supply anything, as you have already discussed. But if Kṛṣṇa says, don't supply, finished. Then?
Otherwise, despite all instrumental arrangements, everything will be unsuccessful. The ultimate cause of success is the Daiva, or the Supreme. Kings like Maharaj Yudhishthir.
Daiva means godly. So you may have everything complete, but if the Daiva sanction is not there, just like one may have father and mother. Generally it is supposed that a child under the protection of father and mother, he will be happy. But that is not the case. If Kṛṣṇa does not sanction, then in spite of very rich parent, the child is suffering. Why? Because there is no sanction. Similarly, if one is diseased, You can engage first-class physician and you can use first-class medicine. Still he dies. Why he died? You have got so advanced medicine, advanced physician. Why the man died? Because Kṛṣṇa wanted. That's it. Similarly, we have created so many counter effects for all our miserable condition. That is called struggle for existence. But if there is no sanction from Kṛṣṇa, these counteractions will not be useful. You'll have to start. You'll have to die. All these methods cannot help you. Mayādhaksana, therefore Kṛṣṇa says, Mayādhaksena prakriti syati sacharāta. So everything without Kṛṣṇa's sanction, they say not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of God. This is the position. One.
Kings like Maharaj Yudhishthir knew perfectly well that the king is the agent of the Supreme Lord to look after the welfare of the mass of people.
That is king. King means he is representative of God. Therefore, king is addressed as Naradevata, the God amongst the human beings. Because as agent of God, Kṛṣṇa, his business is to see that all the citizens, they are happy in their daily necessities of life and they are engaged in Kṛṣṇa causes. This is the duty of the God. Not that you go to hell, give me tax. This is not God. Therefore, the king being pious, how nature was supplying everything, and the citizens were very happy, there was no scarcity, and how they are executed Kṛṣṇa consciousness. It is true, as people say, that if one is hungry, needy, how he can execute? Therefore, it is the duty of the government to see that everyone is happy for the material necessities of life and is engaged in Kṛṣṇa consciousness. That is not being done. Everyone is trying to become happy without Kṛṣṇa consciousness. Just like in your country, I heard in it, the Archbishop of Canterbury, there are some meetings. So he said that you want kingdom of God without God. That is your philosophy. The modern so-called politicians, they want to make everything very nicely going on. They have discovered this United Nations so that there may not be any war or any strike or any scarcity. They have a medical department. WHO, what do you know? The WHO department. WHO means World Health Organization. W means world, and H means health, and O means organization of the United Nations. So there is WHO organization, but there is no health. The WHO organization is there worldwide, but there is no health. This is there. Because there is no Kṛṣṇa. So this Archbishop of Canterbury said rightly that you want kingdom of God without God. That is the disease. Everything we want. Therefore our propaganda is just the opposite. We want everything, we center Kṛṣṇa. Therefore you will have never scarcity. Others will suffer. God.
Actually, the state belongs to the Supreme Lord. The rivers, the oceans, the forests, the hills, the drugs, etc. are not creations of man. They are all creations of the Supreme Lord, and the living being is allowed to make use of the property of the Lord for the service of the Lord.
Yes. Then you must use. Just like we are using this hall, very nice hall. What purpose? For satisfying Kṛṣṇa. We are dancing, we are chanting, we are eating nicely, we are understanding philosophy. What is the purpose? To satisfy Kṛṣṇa. Then you can use. The whole world you can use very nicely, provided you know how to satisfy Kṛṣṇa. But if you do not know, then these things will be fire. You cannot, in spite of having nice house, nice arrangement, you will think that you are in the fire. One.
Today's slogan is that everything is for the people, and therefore the government is for the people and by the people. But to produce a new species of humanity at the present moment, on the basis of philosophy and religion, on the basis of justice and peace, on the basis of God consciousness and perfection of human life, the ideology of godly communism, the world has again to follow in the footsteps of kings like Maharaj Yudhishthir or Parikshit. There is enough of everything by the will of the Lord, and we can make proper use of things to live comfortably without any enmity between men or animal and man and nature. Everywhere the control of the Lord is there, and if the Lord is pleased, every part of nature will be pleased. The river will flow profusely to fertilize the land. The oceans will supply sufficient quantity of minerals, pearls, and jewels. The forest will supply sufficient wood, drugs, and vegetables, and the seasonable changes will effectively help produce fruits and flowers in profuse quantity. The artificial way of living, depending on factories and tools, can render so-called happiness only to a limited number at the cost of millions. Since the energy of the mass of people is engaged in factory production, the natural products are being hampered, and for this the mass is unhappy. Without being educated properly, the mass of people are following in the footsteps of the vested interest by exploiting natural reserve, and therefore there is acute competition between individual and individual and nation. There is no control by the trained agent of the Lord. We must look into the defects of modern civilization by comparison here, and should follow in the footsteps of Maharaj Yudhishthir to cleanse men and wipe out anachronisms.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes.